Hello everyone, and welcome to the second attempt at recording the weekly update for Captain Stardust. Today is May 26th. This week we had 18 commits from 2 different contributors, which brings our lifetime commits to 241, and we have had 9 lifetime contributors, and we just wrapped up week 12 of 21. This week we had Ryan continue to work on the pause menu by adding the mini-map widget whenever the game is paused. And then I went through and did a bug fix where the cars can now be picked up once again. I finished up mission 2, created a dossier model, and then had the player be able to pick the dossier up and deliver it. And in the process, you're hitting different checkpoints and you're spawning different enemies. And then for world events, I scattered them throughout the world, tied them to a cheat, as well as tied them to the end of mission 2. And then for mission 7, I borrowed a strategy from Chris where we try to create the beginning of the game first, and then the end, and then we go back and flesh out the middle. So now we're working on the end of the game, where I made 2 different levels, including the big bad, which is Captain Quasar, with his model and animations, as well as created the triggers to get in and out of these different levels. And then I added the people that were made several weeks ago into New Lincoln City. So with that, let's jump into the game. First, I wanted to look at the widget that Ryan has been working on. So this is the widget, still not quite tied up in-game, but that is okay. I appreciate all the work you've been doing on this, Ryan. We have the mini-map now over here, the resume button, exit button, still the same as last week. And then we will display the current mission and then the description over here on the right whenever the player pauses the game through the escape button. So jumping into the game, I'm going to skip the first 2 missions, or the 0th mission and the first mission, and look at the second mission, since that is new to this week. So the top right objective marker may be a little bit off because I'm going out of order. But now we can start to see people are walking around our city. Yay, lots of different outfits, people walking or people animating as we explore the city here. We are running into a bug where if they have conflicting paths or they run into each other, then they stack on top of each other like that. But a quick little nudge and they all fix themselves, so that is on the to-do list to fix. So in order to start mission 2, I'm going to zoom on over here to our museum. We're going to hit this little trigger right here. It's like glowing yellow rings. And that spawns a dossier right here, our top secret dossier, where if we were to walk behind it and then pick it up without trying to knock out most of the people on the path, that is fine. Let's see if we can eventually pick this up here. Maybe I'll tweak the spawn point so it's a little bit easier to pick up and not so bothered by other people. But we'll get there. It'll be okay. There we go. Now I got it. And once you pick it up, it spawns a couple of enemies right behind you, so you can see them on the minimap as well as the area right over there. So they will begin to fire at the player, and the objective marker is picked up on the minimap, so we're trying to fly over to our little region over there. And as we hit certain points, like right here, in the top left, you can see a checkpoint being created and another checkpoint being created. And as we hit those, we're also creating more and more enemies to spawn behind us. So eventually, we will make our way over to the delivery point for this dossier. Right around here. And then we will deposit the dossier, and it will complete the mission. And now the next mission will be way over at the lighthouse that we can see right down the road over here. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here and go into fly, and then super fast speed in order to get over there a little bit quicker. So the original goal was to have the lighthouse tilt backwards and rotate 90 degrees in order to reveal this little platform down here. But that's totally fine. We can work on that in the future. Right now, it's just spawning this glowing yellow platform area. So once we touch that, then it will trigger the animation or the cutscene in order to go into outer space. So here we are in outer space, where the player by default is going to be flying. We have the Big Bad's space station, which I borrowed from a model that I made in one of Chris's other projects called Galaxy Breacher. Down here we see the world, or at least my pixelated attempt at making the world. We do have boundary boxes in every direction, so the player can't go too far away. And we also have checkpoints if they decide to crash into different things. And they need a respawn point, so it's sort of a fail-safe so they don't get stuck here. So we'll just go to this little door over here, and once we go through it, then we're taken inside of the spaceship, quote-unquote, where we will have a different mission in order to defeat Captain Quasar. But this is Captain Quasar. He's just going to sit in his little chair right through here. He's got a little bit of an animation going on right now, but we can currently walk through him, and he currently doesn't do anything. But the model's in the game, and the levels are in the game, so that is what we have in the game for this week. Looking ahead at the next couple of weeks here, the main objective this week will be completing the final mission, or Mission 7, as well as doing a little bit of bug cleanup. We still have several audio tasks that are starting to pile up if anybody would like to take a shot at those, as well as we have a couple of world events coming in, so we can add those to the overworld or add those into the sandbox area if anybody wants to take a shot at those, as well as a couple more missions coming up in the near future. So that is our weekly update for Captain Stardust.